make a little bit up. Brush for the other one. Okay. Here. I got this one for this color. I got this one for the background. I don't have it here. I don't have the mixture here. Okay. We just make one next to each other. Some space between them, you know. I don't want them to touch each other. Okay, now I'm gonna just work on this area again, and now I can mix more paint. Usually when we paint our face, use a lot of umber. And one is neutral, you know, greenish, kind of greenish color, and knockdown orange color for the skin color. Okay, hello Michael. Hello Papa. Saying why my oil color dries faster than acrylic. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, you got a problem. I don't know why. And maybe using some kind of medium that dry really fast. But I mean, there's no way that oil paint dries faster than acrylic. I mean, acrylic it dries in 5. It depends how much paint you add, but usually 5. From 5, let's say, to 10 minutes. Yeah, but an oil paint doesn't dry that fast. I cannot think of any situation that could happen. Not even when I have used oil paints that is being used like on my little box like I have here like for years. I mean that usually doesn't happen. And I got a tube here. I found a tube. This one, you know, this is Winton. You know, this emerald green. This one, I got this tube for like, I don't know, it's been in the box for maybe 5-6 years. And I just saw it like a couple of weeks ago. Like, wow, I remember this color, you know, I used to use it for the greenish skin colors a lot. Now for the greenish skin colors, I use raw umber. If I add to the raw umber a touch of cadmium orange, I get even more green. In this, we try to balance, you know, this greenish color with orange color. We got sometimes something very nice. Sometimes, you know, it depends. I'm just trying to knock down the color that I see here a little bit. Okay, and add a little bit of red. You all know the reddish areas in the face, eh? The nose, cheeks, chin, and eyelids. And obviously the mouth. Said this is the first painting of this year, the first portrait of this year. I was thinking that I need to go back on my videos and see my first portrait of 2023 and see how much I have improved. I've been practicing, you know. I assume that I've been improved a bit. Hello, Christos. Vicky, hello Vilma. Yeah, the series is called Outlander. Yeah. I don't know if you got somebody have seen it. I think it's pretty famous. Okay, red here. Red here. keep squinting, okay? Because you know this kind of everything is kind of blurry. I mean, for me, there's have any advantage to open up my eyes to try to see every detail on the photograph when I don't have any detail here. For me, it's better to copy. It's just like imagine that I pick up the photograph and make it blurry, and I just take out every detail, make it blurry, and I copy from there. And that's exactly what I'm doing when I keep squinting down my eyes. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just pick up more umber, orange, and white, and start working on midtones and the shadow side of the face here. Okay. Let's see. More umber, a touch of red. Here, I see darker value here, here. Squinting and kind of has lost the accents that I got at the beginning. Dark here, and I got this darker here. Yeah, I'm gonna just prepare a darker color. More under a touch of kind of pretty rose. Let's see. I'm gonna make it a little bit of phthalo blue and raw umber. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's better. I'm thinking about values, you know, when I compare, I think that's closer, that's better, okay? Now for the nose, the same. I need to make it darker. I'm mixing more raw umber, a touch of blue, phthalo blue, and a touch of quinacridone rose. And I'll work on the nose. Darker here, and now the shadow, which is pretty dark, and obviously I got more shadow on the nose. You see now I got more painting, slowly adding more and more paint, but it depends on how much each person is able to control when it's about painting, because if somebody's just practicing now and they say that it's a beginner, I would say just work with not too much paint until you got more control on the values, between the separation between light and shadow. Okay, go back to this brush where I got this darker color. The paint this darker again. Let's go back to this one, touch of white, and this one with more umber, orange, touch of green. Okay, let's see, I think color the body is good. Yeah, I'm gonna blend a little bit. No, I need more paint on the face. Okay, yeah, more paint there, and I'm gonna just add a little white, orange, raw umber, touch of quinacridone rose. I'm trying, lately to balance the contrast that I lost between some area with more paint, thicker paint, and a little bit of texture. The texture of the brushes, the bristle brushes, with some softness in different areas on the face, or softness on the transition from light to shadow, to mid-tones. Hello Susana, hello Lily, hello Bob. Who would you love to paint live? Live. Okay. I don't know. That's kind of pretty difficult. I know I've been painting a lot of portraits, and paint live is the first thing I think is not about, hey, I want to paint beautiful face. I'm thinking I'm gonna paint an easy face. Yeah, because beautiful face maybe is not gonna be okay. I have experience painting from life when I was a student and when I was a teacher. You know, when I was a teacher on the School of Art, I've been, you know, every time that we need to do demos, going to schools or going to different places to go to demos, you know, everybody picked me up to make a demo, a portrait, and I was usually picking up people from the public, people that were just there watching us, you know, the teachers painting. And one of my friends, he used to paint as landscape, the other one another portion, and then it was like my turn. Hey, pick up somebody from the public and let's paint it. And I was just looking always for somebody like, okay, here's an example. I was just, you know, in a classroom, and everybody says, hey, paint this this girl. And she was beautiful. She has nice, you know, features, but it was like I said to myself, okay, this is gonna be difficult to paint. This face is gonna be difficult to paint. And I said, okay, let me pick up, you know, the face to paint. And I remember I saw a guy with really thick eyebrows, but thick to the point that it's just like it was impossible not to see his eyebrows. And I thought, okay, this is the one I'm gonna paint. And I thought, you know, that for that characteristic on his face, at least I got an advantage. If I got that, you know, and the people will start to make jokes because the face was like this, but it got the eyebrow really thick. Everybody was saying, hey, that's him, you know, that's enough, don't paint more. And I mean, you got the idea. I was trying to pick up a face that's gonna be easy to recognize, not a face that because of the softness of the features that would be difficult to capture. Okay, and another thing, obviously I got just 1 hour to do the demo, and you know, an hour is just like, it's crazy. An hour is not that much time. I spend here like usually 2 hours, from 2 hours to 3 hours. Now imagine painting a face in a live session for an hour. Definitely I didn't finish up. And every time that I was doing a demo, I was picking up faces with something that could use, you know, to kind of like always. It was kind of easy from a distance even to say, hey, that's the person. You know, if this was a live session, let's say, and I got in front of me the real actress, I would say, oh my God, this is gonna be a challenge that I don't want. It should be a live person, moving, speaking. No, okay. Here is different, you know, I got the photograph is a movement. That's an advantage. But when it's a live session, you know, and every time I remember I painted in a live session, all the people that was painting from a live session, we all try to get the face in the first 15 minutes. It was something that we were just running. Because as soon as the models take a rest, you know, the 10 minutes rest, the next position is going to be a little bit different from where it was, from where she was, or he was. I'm adding more paint. Okay, I'm going to add even more paint, more white, a touch of cadmium orange. Okay, and I'm gonna just add even more paint on the highlights. For this, I gotta think about where I see more highlights. I'm not thinking about temperature right now. The light is not really warm. I don't see a really warm light on the face. Okay, I'm just thinking about the values. Obviously, every time that we paint, each color that we prepare, all the colors has temperature. just the thing is that sometimes the color moves towards being really warmer color, cooler color, but usually it's kind of the color stays in an area that you can call it neutral. On a face, that would be kind of difficult to say that this color is cooler or neutral, because a face usually is a warmer color. Everything here is kind of orangey. Contrast. Okay, let's see. Let's step back and check out. It looks like this place. Let's say hello, Gina. Hello, Dita. Hello, Tina here. Sorry if I mispronounce some names. Okay, let's continue. I'm keeping my eyes with my eyes squinted down, because I think, as you can see, everything is kind of blurry. I was watching just some paintings today, and I saw a painting like this, and it was pretty nice. I mean, I was thinking about the softness and the only tears, nothing wrong. I don't remember the artist's name, but it was pretty nice. Okay, I'm gonna work on the shadow and some mid-tones, lighter mid-tones, like here, for example. Later. Okay, now about copying the color from photograph. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I get closer, but you see, it's not like I'm trying to match every color that I see. Basically, I got already these colors in my head, the ones that I use. Trying kind of, let's say, that got this recipe or formula, for saying some way. Kind of like I overlap, let's say, this on top of what is see on the picture, and I got something in between. When I want to copy, sometimes I want to change what I see in the photograph. Think about the videos before a year ago. I got some paintings where I added some reflective light. Start thinking about some details, but not to paint all of them. It's just, for example, let's think about this eye, and I'm gonna use raw umber and Canocreon rose. This Canocreon rose is 99% closer to a lizard crimson. Okay, and let's say I'm gonna draw this eye, a little bit of black to make it darker, and I'm just gonna try to get a portion of the eye. Let's say just here, and the rest is a bit blurry, and then the pupil, and then I move to the eye, and I try to do the same. Just a little bit, okay? And then the nose, and then the mouth, and I move on over the face like that. First, I'm gonna blend. Okay. For brushes, pretty close to these ones that I use, There's a link to Amazon. Okay, those brushes are not exactly the same, but the brushes I got on Amazon, the link that I got on the description box, they're pretty close to this one, and I have used those brushes, and those are pretty close to these ones. What happens that I don't know. I mean, here it looks like from time to time stores kind of get new brushes, and there are so many new brands that sometimes it's kind of impossible to find the same. It's like I'm afraid maybe next time that I go to buy brushes, I'm not gonna find the same brand. I'm gonna find maybe some that are gonna be perfectly exactly maybe the same, but the brand is gonna be different. Yeah. Okay, blending a little bit. I blend and I clean the brush. I blend and I clean the brush. I got paper towel here. I do this every time. Here's kind of blending, but at the same time kind of dabbing, because I have a lot of paint here. It's not like a lot of paint, but I mean, usually more paint than the one that we need to represent the light in the midtones here. I got more paint because I want this texture on the portrait. Okay, I got this. I'm gonna work on some edges right now, and the first edge that's gonna be here. Let's see how can I get that edge. How sharp, if I'm gonna make it sharper. Definitely if I make this sharp, the neck is gonna be blurry. Okay. Okay. Hello Nick Art. Yeah, that's pretty good, Nick Art. Hello Wendy. Hello Donna. Thank you. Hello Tariq. I have here this button to translate. Okay. Merci. I will say merci beaucoup. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Squinting down my eyes, and you know what kind of I like it this way. If one day I could be so bold to say I'm done. I don't want to do more. But I'm just kind of between what I see on the photograph, between details that I want to capture, and at the end, what I want to see as the result on the paint. Okay, and that's why someday, maybe that's gonna be like a way to have fun. My own style. Okay, let's work on the background. Let's use this one here with a little bit of green. Let's raw umber with emerald green. And if somebody wants to get this color, this is so old. That's the time when Winton number the tubes. That was pretty nice. I don't know why they can do that again. See, so easy. Okay, I got a sharp edge here, and I'm gonna make it softer here. Okay.
এটা ক্যামেলের ক্যানভাস ক্যামেল ব্র্যান্ডের এটা
Now
আর আমি
I
এই
move down
এটার
here.
উপরে একটা কালো কোট দিয়ে
A
নিয়েছিলাম
little bit
এটা
of hair. I'm gonna clean the brush when I use the color of the background. And yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna add a sharp edge. do it. Let's see if that works. Sharp edge here. And then here, definitely I have to soften that. The same that you see when when we see a photograph and the figure is sharp and the background is blurred. Okay. And I'm trying just to do the same. I mean, it's not like photography get that from. I think photography get that from painting. Okay. Let's see. I like this sharp edge. This one is not working as a sharp edge like this one because obviously it's not just about the sharp edge, it's about contrast. This is dark, this is light. And to get more contrast here, more than this sharp edge, I'm gonna need to darken up the background. But maybe I don't want to darken up the background that much. I'm gonna use a little bit of black here. Pure black, okay. Another thing that I would suggest if you find a spot on the painting that you know that is dark, but to the point that it's basically black, you can just pick up a little bit of black, pure black, really thick, and just lay it down there. Maybe you don't like black, okay? Now mix raw umber and blue. The thing is that you need a really darker value. And the same way that we have a lighter value, we need a darker one. We move on the value scale from the lighter to the darker value. If we miss some values, especially the darker ones, yeah, I mean, it's like working with, trying to solve a puzzle and we have some missing pieces, and we need all of them. And the more important pieces on this puzzle that is painting a face are the darker colors, the darker values, okay? I'm gonna move this a little bit more to the left. But I have seen that so many times, when we try to get volume and we don't paint the shadows, and we don't see volume, we don't get the volume on the face, depth, three-dimensionality. That's because we don't paint the shadows. Or we paint the shadows and those are just too light. I think I need to narrow the face a bit. Maybe. Let me see. I'm gonna show you just the amount of paint I have here. It's not a lot, but it's enough to show some texture, you see? Now you see the face, yeah? It's pretty blurry. But if you squint down your eyes, I think you're gonna see some similarities. Yeah? Even in color, Okay. One thing that I don't see is the width of the face. I think my portrait is the face is wider than my portrait. I'm gonna just narrow the face. It could be just because of the shadow. It could be just my drawing. If the shadow is too light, the face is gonna look wider. If the shadow is darker, without moving the drawing, let's say without moving the line, the main line, the face is gonna look narrower because this value, a darker value is gonna narrow. It's like when people, I have heard that people say like, hey, you use a darker dress, you're gonna look skinnier. Yeah? Have you heard that? And yeah, something like that. Yeah. I don't know, but something like that. But speaking exclusively about painting, definitely a darker shadow is gonna make an area look a bit narrow. And now, if sometimes we miss the value, we make it lighter, and we see the face is wider. And instead of correcting the value, that means making that darker, we move the face, we make the face narrower. And that's, yeah, okay. Oh, thank you, Gina DeWitt. Gina became a member of my channel. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Oh, okay, thank you so much, Nikki. And Nikki just like it, yesterday class, drawing class. You know that you can just go to my Patreon and join for free for a week. Okay, for a week. It's a trial, free. Trial free. Let me look here. What's the name? Hold on. It says here. Just give me a second, please. It says here, start your free trial for free for 7 days. I said free so many times. Sorry. Oh, I got something more. I got a coffee donation from Cindy Johnston. Thank you so much, Cindy. Got a huge cup of coffee. That's my first coffee of the year. You know, you'll find the link to my coffee on the description box. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I was saying, about Patreon. You get there and you got access to like maybe more than 300 recorded paint-along lessons for free for a week. Hope you enjoyed them, and you like them so much to stay as a patron, as a paying patron. No, that's, and just sharing something for the new year. And thank you all for being here. Support with money is always, obviously we love money, but even being here without giving anything is good enough. And it's even better if you like the video, you press the like button. Your presence here, staying here watching me paint, is really much appreciated. Softening. Okay, I don't have any sharp edge, as you can see. Everything on the face is soft. In Patreon, you're gonna, for the people that maybe want to join the free trial week, you're gonna get access to portraits, drawings, and still lives. The things that we paint on Saturdays, that we draw. Okay, and yeah, there are a couple of things that maybe one thing that you won't get access is the human figure. And the access is just from the higher tier, and sorry to say that that's not free, but I got a lot for free for a week. Keep that maybe all January. I don't know, maybe more. I don't even know. I just saw the option on Patreon, and I saw another artist, giving out free access, and I thought, oh, that's pretty nice. And I thought, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I want people to love me. I need love. frame that I need for this month. Oh, Gina is saying, hey, Lorenzo, I thought I saw your son paint. What's his name? Yeah, hello, Omar. Yeah, my son, he has a channel where he paints, but not, I mean, digital painting, digital painting. But he doesn't use his name. He uses a nickname, and here's his nickname. And I'm gonna look for his channel to leave the link here. And now he was thinking just now these days because he's about to turn 18 and he's like feeling the pressure, about being an adult and study something. And yeah, he's just there like every day saying like, what am I gonna do? But it's not like he's saying that because he's so responsible to say that. It's the family putting pressure on him. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna start? And he loves to draw, but I don't know if maybe he chooses to be an artist. Yeah, who knows? Okay, I got this bluish color, kind of grayish bluish, and I'm gonna try to align the eyes. This horizontal axis. Okay. Yeah. Just 1 second. Okay. Just thinking here. Okay. I got here raw umber, kind of green rose, and a touch of black. I'm gonna work on the eyes again. I'm gonna move this eye a little bit up. More black. I'm gonna mix black here and kind of green rose. Yeah. Now the other eye. I'm trying to move this eye up and this eye a little bit down. Okay. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of camel red here. Okay, that's better. To work on the upper eyelid. Okay. I'm softening here. I don't want a really sharp line. I need to soften this. Okay. Now I'm gonna add highlight on the eyes. I just wanna see how it looks, okay? Highlight is gonna be highlight that she's crying is here, and the highlight on the iris is here. Let's see. I'm slowly moving to the terrace, and let me see the light mint. To place this highlight, you know, and pinpoint my eyes really fast between photograph and painting, really fast, to the point that I ended up with a headache. But that's the only way that I have to calculate, you know, by doing that. Okay, a little bit here. Yeah, okay. For the eyebrow, I prefer to use more raw umber because I don't want a reddish eyebrow. You know, I want something more kind of greenish. Okay. Let me see the eyes. I need to step back. Yeah, I think I got a bit of the eyes, okay? Now the nose. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I move slowly, you know. I move slowly with the likeness. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Oh, Enrique. Monique is saying a lot of pressure on the youth. Yeah. Hello, Sylvia. Nikki saying I love coffee too. Hello, Rafa. Hello, Mom Horsworth. Okay. Hello, Marvin. Hello, Torichi Torres. Okay, let me see. Mm, okay, I think I'm gonna make the background a bit darker. Okay. Mm, okay, I'm gonna continue working on the nose. No, I see the nose that looks pretty dark here. I'm not gonna make it that dark. Okay. I'm gonna make it more reddish, like brown but reddish. Okay, now here we see so clear that we have a sharp edge here. Yeah, the shadow, and the shadow looks almost black. That's something that I wouldn't copy from the photograph. I'm pretty sure if I see here in real life and I get closer to this spot, I wouldn't see a really black shadow there. I would see a color that pretty sure could look kind of transparent. Yeah. Okay, sharp edge here. Sharp edges around the nose works pretty good to make the nose pop. I'm softening here, but I keep the sharp edge here. Okay. See a mid-tone here. That's gonna separate the nose from the cheek. Okay, I need to add more color to the nose. I'm thinking about a reddish color. make the nose warm. Okay, I can keep it this like as an accent. You see, that's pretty reddish. But let's see. Sometimes we have some beautiful color, and obviously by accident, because it's pretty difficult to calculate how the color that we mix on the palette is gonna look on the painting. Obviously, we have an idea, but to say that's a perfect match of the color that I want to put here, I mean, there's no way to get that. But just by doing that, we got sometimes some area maybe more reddish or greenish, and so many times that works pretty good. You know, but I gotta say that so many times at the same time doesn't work. Okay, we see the mouth. You know, it looks pretty soft. Here's when we want to see more, and what we do sometimes it could work, okay, but what we do sometimes is just make this like this, sharp, like that. Okay, I'm not saying that's gonna work, but definitely we need to control that in terms that it's not, you cannot have a sharp edge from point, let's say A to point B. No, but what we see on the photograph here, I see that this is pretty soft. Okay. Now, sometimes we see that it's pretty clear on the photograph, but when we see our painting, it's just like pretty sharp. Why? Because when that happens, you know what's happening? What's happening that we see something, but basically we're trying to paint what we think it is, you know, what we think that should be, what we think that is the definition or the sharp edge on the mouth. That's why the same reason we paint, let's say, the white of the eye, white, pure white. Why? Because we know that's white and we think that's the way to paint it. We want to see that white, but when we pay attention or when we paint more and more, we realize that's not white. Okay? No, a lot of the things that the way that we got, you know, the features on the painting are because it's halfway is what we see, and half is what we see and half what we know. And the thing is, the knowledge is let's say, is not enough to understand the form. And just for that reason, we painted, you know, the white of the eye white, because we have that knowledge. We know that. Okay. With practice, we replace that knowledge with a new information. The new information tells us that that's not white. It's white, but it doesn't look white on the painting because usually it's in shadow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's see. right back and check out. Okay, okay, I like it. I'm getting closer, slowly, slowly closer. Slowly, slowly. Okay, 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 okay. Hello, Jonas. Hello, Bob. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, going back to the painting. Thank you. Citizen, your advice are always precious. Oh, okay, thank you. But when I paint here, yeah. I can move the oil paint at the same time, following the muscles. Okay, it's like here, for example, I can just do this and kind of following the movement or the form of the face. That could help to add some volume. It depends if somebody wants to do that. Okay, I'm squinting down my eyes. Again, I see that this has to be darker. I'm gonna just more raw umber. Dark here. I apply this pre-light on the air, obviously because the painting is wet here, and I don't want to just lay down this darker color in a way to at the end I see it just pretty dark. I just lay down the paint slowly and it's getting darker as I continue pressuring. Imagine that you're working with pencils, colored pencils. You press harder, you get a more vivid color. You press lighter, you know. That happens when we control. It's kind of obviously. Let's say there's something similar with the brushes when we apply the paint. Okay, I'm squinting down my eyes again, looking for darks. Okay, I see one thing. I should make it darker here, darker here, yeah. Darker here. Okay, definitely darker here. Okay, what else? Darker here. Okay, I'll apply the paint. I'm gonna blend it in a minute, but I need first to see the values. Even that's just some brush strokes. Unable to compare because remember I keep squinting a lot. Okay, another thing that about the width of the face, I'm gonna narrow the face a bit. I've been just thinking about the value, or just narrow the drawing. Okay, little bit of canonical rose with rounder, sorry, on the paint. The mouth a bit darker here. And I need to soften the edge a lot. Sharp, sharp. Tiny touch for the corner. I'm gonna keep this kind of soft, blurry jet. Let's see if I add some definition or not to the corner of the mouth. A little bit of pure white for the highlight. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to this. Which one was the brush for? This one. Okay, I'm gonna add some more highlights. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, Aukak, Mapius. Thank you so much for the coffee. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hello, Gary, finally. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I keep squinting, and I'm going to kind of move the shadow on the nose. You know, I get the feeling that this shadow here is just kind of moving too much, or is too much to the left. I'm gonna blend. I'm gonna start blending from the light to the shadow, and that way, kind of push, the shadow a bit. About the lips, I think the lips are thicker, or maybe I should move them here, the center, the line between the lips a little bit down. Yeah, in that way I think I got the upper lip a little bit thicker. Another thing that I'm thinking is, where's the brush? Sorry, one second. Okay, here. Yeah. Make the face kind of narrow, just here. Oops, that's too much. Now pick up some pure black, a little bit of Kinopidon rose. Now that I lay down this darker valley, I need darker values on the face. More. Okay. Here. More red. Here. Here. Okay. Okay, as you can see, if I get closer, I'm gonna zoom in. You'll see the details on the face. Okay, I'm moving slowly, from, but you see this eye, we don't see that much. Okay, what I mean is sometimes we don't see a lot of detail, we don't need a lot of details, okay, to represent the face. I'm not saying that I'm done. I'm saying that even with the eye, that the iris that is not rounded, nothing like that, for my eyes, I mean speaking about for my eyes, from a distance, I like it. Okay? Obviously, if I get closer, I see that I need more. Okay? Especially this eye, look at that. I want to make it a bit more rounded, obviously, in the other eye too. Okay? How much detail I'm gonna add, and right now I cannot tell anyone exactly how much details I'm gonna put on the painting because I don't know exactly. We can just move to paint this for 3 hours or just for a 2 hours sketch, and it's kind of, you gotta think different when you're planning to spend 3 hours on a painting or planning to spend just an hour. For a painting or for a demo that you're planning to do in an hour, something like this could be enough. I've been painting an hour. Let's see how much time I've been painting. An hour and 20 minutes, which I think is pretty good. To get away from with a portrait that obviously is a face. About likeness, likeness is gonna be something that we just get at the end. We move slowly with likeness. Sometimes because of the likeness that we want to capture, we end up adding more and more details, and the portrait with more and more details kind of started looking stiff. But let's see. see how we control that. Okay, I'm gonna use raw umber, just pure raw umber. I'm gonna put it here in the shadow. I'm gonna make this darker. Okay, now this thing about adding a darker value helps a lot. By adding this darker value, I'm able to judge the other ones. And I noticed immediately that I needed, to darken up this one. As I said before, it's up to anyone. I mean, if you use pure black, raw umber, okay, or mix it your own black, any color, but you need a darker value, okay? Okay, I'm gonna put more work on the eyes. Darker here. And the same that happens when the painting is wet, the same that happens with lights, that pretty sure some experience adding some lighter color, and after painting on 20 minutes, you check out, it's just like the lighter value is gone, it's got, and you need to add again the lighter value. And that happens the same with darker ones. We think that we lay down a really darker value, and that's it. And after painting more and more and more, we go back to that area and we see that that darker value doesn't look that dark anymore. It's the oil paint, kind of move always. It's kind of a living thing. Okay, I'm gonna soften this. I see more detail now, but I don't want like all the detail here on the eyes. I want softness. Okay, now another brush to paint the color of the eye. Here the same, a bit darker. Now I clean the brush. I got lightly on top, lightly. Pure white. Okay, now I'm gonna move to add some color, more color, and the lights, a little bit of maybe more pink on the cheeks. Okay, let's see, slowly. For example, here, a little bit of light to represent the position of the tear duct. But I don't know if I'm gonna add more details here, maybe just by insinuating that. I'm insinuating the tear duct, it could be enough.